Hey, what's up everyone? In this video I'm going to talk about the prone cobra exercise, which is an excellent exercise for the upper back and posture. It's really good for helping to draw the chin back into position, the neck into a better position, and really work on that forward head posture. So in modern day life, texting, driving, sitting really puts us into this crappy slouch position, and you can see how important it is to get the upper body in the right position, because that can affect all the way down to the lower back, the lumbar spine, the mid back even, and lead to all sorts of issues. You have to remember the body is one complex whole, and an area often neglected by a lot of people is their upper back and the head and neck. I'm going to demonstrate a couple progressions and the proper way to do the prone cobra exercise. Again, this is one of the exercises I've used more than any other for correcting upper back and head and neck imbalances. So many people are often concerned about the core and getting their pelvis and their spine, their low back in the right position, but we often forget that the head and neck are very important posturally, and the head and neck can affect the low back. So I'm going to show you how to do a proper prone cobra starting from the floor. This is a very gentle exercise, great for beginners, but it has to be done properly. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down to the prone position on the mat, face down just like this. I like to start, you can start with your hands here or your hands at your side. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift our chest and rotate our thumbs towards the ceiling into supination or external rotation. And if you think of holding a cup of soup, it won't spill in this position. And if I'm holding a cup of soup like this, it'll pour out. So thumbs up towards the ceiling, and from here I'm going to squeeze my upper back together, activating the middle trapezius muscles and muscles that are really responsible for drawing the head and neck into place. Now, some common errors on the prone cobra is letting the head hang down. This is not firing the cervical plexus correctly. We want to tuck the chin, and we want to think of making a double chin slightly. So just like this. Draw the chin back. See how that nicely lifts the chest. Another common error is overextension of the neck. Looking up like this. This isn't good. It puts compression on the cervical vertebrae. We don't want that. So we don't want that compression. So we're just going to look at a nice neutral angle, slightly down, and we're going to breathe. Keep squeezing the upper back muscles. We want to feel the back, not the front of the shoulders too much. We're going to hold it for about 30 seconds and then rest for about 15 seconds. We want to work up to doing this exercise for 3 to 5 minutes, which is the proper amount of time for postural correction. If we do this exercise really quickly, it's not going to do anything. We want to do long holds. You want to work up to a minute, 2 minutes. But again, you want to feel it in the upper back and not the front of the shoulders or the chest. Now, some other concerns about this exercise are for people who have low back pain. If you tend to overarch your spine, this position might be a little uncomfortable. We're not arching up like this. We're not going like this. We're trying just to stay neutral and focused on the upper back. So if you're someone that overarches, what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze your butt tightly. That's going to help fixate the pelvis and prevent your back from going into overextension. So squeeze your butt if you tend to do that, and come up. So some really important errors there. Again, we don't want to look up too much. We don't want our head to come forward. We just want a nice neutral position on the prone cobra exercise. And now we'll go into the progression. A great progression I like to use that incorporates a little more core and that's a little more challenging is performing it on the Swiss ball. Again, this one incorporates a lot more core. It's a little more advanced, so we got to watch out for certain things. And again, we have to watch the entire spinal alignment. So what I do is I put the Swiss ball right underneath the pelvis. Here is where I like to put it. Just nicely centered underneath the pelvis. You can put your feet kind of wide. Just be careful you don't slide. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to draw my belly button in for the core stability. And I'm going to raise my arms up in that good prone cobra again, breathing. Sometimes you might have to anchor your feet against a wall if you're just starting. But I like to do it like this. Works a bit of core. And same rules apply. Don't overextend. Don't go like this, because this is going to hurt the low back. It's not really that aggressive of an entire body extension. It's just focusing on that upper back. Don't let your arms start to fall down and rotate in. Really squeeze them up. Breathe. Don't be afraid to hold it and breathe. So you really feel those mid-back muscles fire. Again, we don't want the shoulders to rotate. We don't want to overarch. And we don't want to have the head fall forward. Those are the 3 common errors. Again, what you want to do at first, I recommend a 30-second hold to a 1-minute hold take a short rest, something less than 30 seconds, and work up to 3 to 5 minutes total. 3 minutes is plenty at first. You might not be able to do that completely without fatiguing or losing your form, so just listen to your body, go as long as you can on the prone cobra. It's a fantastic exercise to ingrain that proper upper body position. If we think about it, it's very rare that we get to move into that nice extension. We're always flexing forward. This is your sitting, this is your desk, this is your texting, driving. This exercise undoes all that and opens up the chest and strengthens the weak muscles. So the prone cobra is one of the best exercises for beginners looking to correct their upper body posture and their head and neck posture, but it's also a fantastic exercise for weightlifters who never properly programmed it and worked on endurance in these muscles, because these are very tiny muscles that often get overpowered by the chest and the lats. So even a lot of guys who are jacked, they walk around, they look like this, and their upper back is very low tone, very weak. So even guys who have been lifters for a long period of time could benefit from the prone cobra exercise and getting more endurance in the upper back so they can stand nice and tall like so. So again, I'll demonstrate the prone cobra one more time in real time how I would do it. I'm gonna breathe, I'm gonna do the form exactly how I would do it in a real life scenario. Again, the Swiss ball, hands here. Another thing is once you can do that easily for 3 minutes, you can add some light dumbbells. You don't want it to be so heavy that other muscles start working, very light, like 2, 3, maybe 5 pounds. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna draw my core in. Remember, I want the thumbs up towards the ceiling, like I'm holding a cup of soup or coffee. Chin gently drawn back. Notice I'm not looking up, I'm just looking neutral. Squeezing the upper back muscles. And I think you guys get the idea. So that's the prone cobra exercise. Excellent exercise. If you're not comfortable doing it yourself, highly recommend finding a skilled trainer or coach to help teach you this exercise. You gotta work your upper body, you gotta train your head and neck, because you could be working on a spine or a low back pain. If you don't correct this crappy upper body posture, it's never gonna get solved. So thanks for watching. Do your prone cobras.